my gorgeous Sagittarians. This is Debs, and this is your reading for mid-August 2026. Saggy, you are feeling inventive, is the word that came through. Now, don't laugh, guys, but I actually saw somebody taking 2 large packs of biscuits out of their pantry and looking at them and thinking to themselves, well, I'm not going to get through 2 massive packs of biscuits by the time they expire. And it's a waste to throw them away. So what am I going to do with them? Half an hour later, they came back into the kitchen and looked at these packets of biscuits and they thought, I know, I'm going to create a lovely crunchy base for a couple of cheesecakes. I can then freeze them and then I can enjoy them over the next few months. It's a really good use of these biscuits that are just going to go to waste. So Saggy, unless of course you are an avid cook out there and you're taking this literally, this is about you turning something that isn't very exciting or something that you're not doing very much with into something brand new, into something you're going to use, into maybe something a bit more lucrative, okay? So guys, you could be turning a very small outhouse into a mini studio flat, which you could rent out. You could be doing Airbnb, something like that. You could be turning an attic space into an office. Or Sag, are you just getting very savvy about your finances? You may be looking at your finances thinking, okay, well, I've got savings in this account, but the interest rate is really, really low. Maybe I should transfer that amount of money into a very different savings scheme, something like that. Whatever this is, guys, you're putting your thinking cap on. Okay. So here we go. The deck that I'm using is the Vintage Tarot. You guys know the rest. If you want a reading, my website's down below. I list all the decks and the link is there to join the channel. So my Saggies, here we go. Archangel Michael, what do we have for my lovely Sagittarians, please? Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, mid-August 2026. You're getting savvy, Sag. You're getting inventive. You're feeling creative. What do we have for Sag? Thank you, Michael. I'm hearing Archangel Sandalphon and also hearing Archangel Uriel. The Archangels are around you guys. They are guiding you at this time because they want you to make the most out of what you have, is what I'm hearing. Okay, people. Alrighty. So, guys, yeah, 3 of Wands. You're doing a lot of thinking, Sag, about the future, about where you want to go, what you want to do. You are about to change up a situation. You want to change up a situation. Crossing that is the Ace of Swords. You've recognized what you need to do, what you want to do, what you've got to work out. Now, Sag, is the first steps. How are you going to do this? In the past, the Ace of Pentacles. In the past, Sag, someone gave you a gift. Somebody handed you a golden opportunity and you might have run with it and just sat on it for a period of time. After that time, with the High Priestess, you kept your thoughts and feelings to yourself. What you were thinking about was, I need to come up with a plan here, but I'm not quite sure what I want to do. In your thoughts now is the 2 of Wands. You're standing at crossroads. What can I make out of this? What can I do with this? You may have been holding back, Sag, from doing anything with this for quite a long time, but you're ready now. You may feel now is the time. In the immediate future, we have the Star. Yes, Sag, you are going to create something out of nothing, or relatively something out of nothing. You're going to be taking the opportunity you were given in the past and do something very exciting with it. In your fears, the Nine of Swords. Okay, Sag, are you fearing this isn't going to work out? Are you fearing that if you start this, you can't go back? You might be. In the immediate future, we have the Nine of Pentacles. You might be deciding to follow someone's advice, someone who might have done something similar, and who might have told you how you do this. This could simply be you going to someone's house, Sag, and thinking, wow, I could do that, right? In your hopes, the Chariot, hoping for victory and success. Of course, Sag. And the outcome, guys, is the Knight of Wands. You're getting moving. You're getting moving, Saggy. I love that. This is you fired up and excited. This is you deciding to do it, whatever this is. Because, Sag, again, you've been sitting on this opportunity, or you were sat on it in the past, but it might have been not the right time for you to do anything with this or about this. You might simply have been too busy. Now, Sag, you're really thinking, I want to put this to good use. I'm also hearing change of use. Okay. Clarification for you guys. We have the King of Pentacles. Now, Sag, you may be thinking about going to see your bank manager. You may be thinking about getting a property valued, or you may be simply thinking about a Virgo, Taurus, or Capricorn. Page of Swords. With the energy of the Page of Swords, you are information gathering. You are deciding now is the time to take something that hasn't been working for you and make it work for you. Create revenue from this, or do something very exciting with this. It's time. Clarification for whomever is out of the Nine of Pentacles. I think this is someone giving you advice, their energy. The Magician, yes. Sag, they're telling you how they did something similar. They're telling you how to do this. And with the Eight of Pentacles, Sag, it is going to take some work. But what they're saying to you is, this is possible. You could do this. Underneath the deck, guys, we have the Nine of Cups. You are dreaming of a wish come true. Beautiful. Four of Wands. It might have something to do with your house, your home, your stability. And with the energy of the Eight of Swords, Sag, you have been in your head. What can I do to transform the situation? What can I do to change this, to bring in what I really want? Yes, you are thinking of transforming something, Sag, to either bring in a greater sense of stability, or you're realizing, Sag, something you've been sitting on has just kind of been laying dormant. Yes. So, guys, here we go. Archangel Michael, tell us about the Three of Wands and the Ace of Swords, the Hierophant. Sag, up until this point of time, you have done everything very traditionally, okay? This is you keeping your outbuilding as an old shed. This is you just keeping the attic as is. This is you maybe having a basic savings account and your current account, that's it. You haven't looked at any other financial vehicles in order for you to make the most of what you already have. So this is you, Sag, wanting to change up what has been a very traditional way of doing things, or a very traditional way of living. Okay, Five of Wands, but you've been conflicted. Should I do this? Shouldn't I? I'm hearing it's a little bit unusual. It's a bit alternative. But Sag, you're coming up with a plan. Queen of Swords. You're coming up with a plan. Lovely. You're coming up with a plan, guys. And with the energy of the Three of Pentacles, you've been talking to other people about this. It might have been just a couple of close friends. You might have been gauging other people's response. Yes. Do I do this? Judgment. Do I do this? Yeah. The Hanged Man, Pisces energy. Because, Sag, you're looking at the bigger picture. You're looking into the future. You're also looking at every single angle of the situation you are in, realizing, Sag, that you could make more out of this somehow. So, guys, in the past, Ace of Pentacles, you were given an opportunity which you might have just sat on, right? You might have just sat on this. The Strength card, yes, you held back from doing anything with this because maybe, Sag, you had a lot on your plate. You didn't do anything with this in the past. You thought about it. Six of Pentacles, you thought this could generate more. This could generate income. But I don't think, again, you did anything about this. Because with the Ten of Wands, you had a lot on your plate. You had a lot to deal with. So any ideas that you had, Sag, I think you put them on the back burner. So you didn't completely disregard this idea, Sag, but you just couldn't do anything about this in the past. After that time, guys, with the High Priestess, you used your intuition. You didn't say anything, but you kept this plan going in the back of your mind whilst sitting in the energy of Temperance. I'm not going to do anything yet. Not going to do anything yet. But what you were thinking about was, I should be able to do more with what I have. Because in actual fact, Sag, for some of you, you were sat on the Ten of Pentacles. I mean, that is quite a lot of money, or that is a large property. You were considering what to do with this, Sag. Just considering what to do with it. Six of Cups. So you managed to save a lot in the past. A lot of money, Ten of Pentacles. Or you were looking at the past, thinking about a form of stability that you managed to achieve. Yeah. Seven of Wands, and you wanted to protect the Ten of Pentacles. You wanted to protect what you had worked for. And I think, Sag, in the immediate past, you kept considering this idea. Yes, Page of Wands. What you were thinking about was, right, okay, I've got this idea. This is what I could do. So you couldn't act on this in the past. You had too much on your plate. After that time, Sag, you revisited this idea again. And I think now, Sag, what you're realizing is you've been standing at crossroads for way too long. You are looking at the bigger picture. You are looking at every angle of this, and you are deciding to make a very serious judgment call. Let's have a look at the Two of Wands. Let's have a look at the Two of Wands. The World. Yes. So, Sag, you may be wanting to close out a cycle of feeling stagnant. You may be wanting to close out a cycle, Sag, of you feeling as if you've been sat on this, but you haven't done anything with this. Page of Cups. You may be thinking of a child. I don't know, Sag, whether or not you're creating something for a child, or you may feel somehow that if you do this, a particular cycle's going to close and you might have to apologize to someone. I don't know, guys. Two of Pentacles. Because you're ready to get busy. You're ready to get busy, Sag. You're ready to move money around. You're ready to get going with this in order to move into the energy of celebration. Three of Cups. But you may feel, Sag, somebody isn't going to approve. King of Swords. It may be, Sag, you're worried that somebody's going to say, oh, don't think I want to do that. So Sag, if you own a property with someone, what you're thinking about is, I really want to do this because this is going to be a money spinner, or this is something that is going to bring in revenue in the future. But what you're worried about is if you joint own a property with someone, and this is about creating something new in your property, in your environment, you're worried that the person you own the property with is not going to agree, is going to put their foot down. And you may need to step back from doing this. You're a bit worried. You're a bit worried, Sag. Somebody's going to say, I don't agree with this. Two of Swords. You're worried somebody's going to try and stop you. Okay. So guys, in the immediate future, we have the Star. Now this is you going for a dream come true. And you're talking to someone in the environment who has already done this. They have created money from this with the Nine of Pentacles. They are sat in a very stable place. What they're saying to you, Sag, is this is possible for you, but you're going to have to put in the work. It's not going to be as easy as you think. So Archangel Michael, when do we have the Star and the Nine of Pentacles for my Saggies? Thank you, Michael. I'm hearing the 10th to the 21st of October. So Sag, this may take a couple of months of planning. I'm also hearing planning permit. Okay. Let's have a look at whomever is sat in the Nine of Pentacles. What are they saying to you? Page of Pentacles. You could do this. I can show you how you can do this. Okay, Page of Pentacles. And they're giving you this bright idea. This is someone who is giving you inspiration. Ace of Wands. What else are they saying to my lovely Sagittarians? Queen of Pentacles. What they're saying, Sag, is, yes, this is someone who has earned quite a lot from this idea. Whatever they did, Sag, is something you want to do. It could be to do with a change of use. It could be you need planning permission. This is definitely something to do with your house, your home. They're saying it's possible, Sag. What else are they saying? Seven of Pentacles. They may be telling you how not to do this, because the Seven of Pentacles is somebody who's managed to achieve this, but what they're saying to you is, I made a lot of mistakes in the past, and actually I wasted money. So they may be able to give you some tips, guys. What else are they saying? Yeah, what they're saying is it's a little bit risky. It may not actually happen. So what they're saying is there's no guarantee that this is going to earn you a decent amount of money. But what I'm hearing is it's better than you just sitting on something that hasn't been working for you at all. Okay, what are you saying to them? The Eight of Wands. Yeah, this is about you building something new, or this is about you getting together with a group of people. You could be receiving quotes from contractors, building merchants, project managers. What else are you realizing, guys? You're talking to this person about how they did this. Queen of Wands. This is you, Saggy. You are ready to get going. Beautiful. What else are you thinking about here, guys? With the energy of the moon, you may be feeling a little nervous because you may be keeping this mainly under wraps. So for whatever reason, Sag, you may not be deciding to tell a lot of other people about this. I don't know why, but you may be wanting to keep the majority of this plan to yourself. It could be because it's pretty major. Seven of Cups. And you're in your head about this. Is this going to work? Is this going to work? What else are you considering? Ooh, okay, the Tower. It could go disastrously wrong. I mean, if you're ripping up land, or if you are demolishing a building to build something new, or you are spending quite a long time creating a plan, and then you realize after spending money that at the last minute it's just not going to work, this is you thinking it's a bit risky. Now, for some of you, Sag, you may even be thinking about pulling a house down and rebuilding a house on the same plot. Or you may be turning an area in your house that you don't use into another room to add value. But there's no guarantee, Sag, that this is really going to work for you, because for some reason you believe this is a bit risky. What if it all goes wrong? What else are you considering here, guys? The Four of Pentacles. You want to hang on to as much money as possible. You don't want to spend a huge amount of money on this, because the whole point is you want to make money from this. What is the energy between you two? The energy. Okay, the Hermit. Both of you may be connected to a Virgo, or with the energy of the Hermit, this is someone who withdrew to figure out how they were going to build up their reserves, make money, and they are passing this piece of advice on to you, and you are also quietly thinking about this. In your fears, Sag, is the Nine of Swords. You may be fearing that this is just going to be too much for you to handle. You may be fearing this is going to be months in the making. What you're hoping, Sag, is that with the energy of the Chariot, there's going to be victory and success. Okay, fast movement forward. And with the energy of the Knight of Wands, guys, you're getting moving. I mean, this is you deciding, okay, enough deliberation. It's a bit risky, but I'm going to go for it. So that's what you're deciding to do. Let's have a look at the Knight of Wands. Saggy, you're on the move. Yes, Eight of Cups, you're on the move. You might be going to visit someone, or you may be considering that once you've done this, you could then walk away. Once you've got this in the bag, once you have created this new thing, you might then be able to walk away and do a similar thing somewhere else. So you may be hoping to make money from this and then move on and do a similar thing elsewhere. I don't know how you do that, Sag. I mean, this could be you thinking, okay, well, if I do this in my property, in my garden, I could use the money that I've made from doing this. I could use that to buy something else that's really small, like a garage elsewhere in the same town, in the same city. And if I could get change of use on that particular area, I could turn that into a small flat. I mean, this could be somebody who is wanting to flip properties, okay? Make money through change of use, flip properties. Whatever this is, guys, you are feeling that this could domino into more. Yes. And eventually, Sag, you could move yourself to calmer waters. You could retire early. You're hoping this would work. And with the Six of Wands, you would be sitting in victory and success, guys. Yeah. Okay, so Sag, you are on the move. You are going to be putting your plan into progress. And then we have the Five of Swords. Somebody may be putting a spoke in your wheels. Somebody may be saying, Sag, you can't do that legally, or we're not going to give you planning permission, or something similar. Yeah, Knight of Swords. Okay, someone is saying, Sag, no, sorry. All right, this feels official. It feels as if someone is not going to give you something that you need to progress this. That's annoying, guys. Yeah, what they're saying to you is it's going to take a long time. This could be someone saying you can't start building or knocking down this building or organizing a change of use for quite a long time. There could be something here to do with, if you've still got a mortgage on a property, it may be that in the details of the mortgage, they don't allow you to alter something that you own and change its use. I mean, for instance, guys, if you have an outbuilding, right, and you have a residential property, the outbuilding may not be eligible to be changed into something that would be legally allowing you to rent it out as a B&B later on if you renovated it. It may be something to do with the house deeds. It could be that legally you can't do that. Or you could do that, but it's going to be very expensive, and there could be health and safety reasons, Sag. Or it could be legally you have to rip up the foundation and put a specific foundation down before you actually build on it or renovate it. There's something here, Sag, that you're realizing might be a bit complicated. And this is you just a bit annoyed. Because someone's saying, Sag, well, it's possible, but it's going to take a long time and it's going to be quite expensive. What is this relating to? What is this relating to? A contract. A contract, yeah. Something legal may be the problem, Sag. Something legal may be the problem. You may need a specific certificate to do this. And it might be it's very hard to come by. Someone's saying, Sag, you could do this, but it's a risk. And this is you just feeling a bit annoyed. What are you thinking about, guys? What are you thinking about? 9 of Wands, okay. You're a bit disappointed, guys. I mean, this is you sitting in the 9 of Wands thinking, oh, okay, it's just not going to work. It's not going to work. What else are you thinking about? Yeah, 5 of Pentacles. What you may be realizing, Sag, is by the time you plowed money into this, renovating it, organizing a change of use, maybe this is you realizing it's actually going to cost a lot to do this. You may as well not bother. This is you thinking it's going to cost as much for me to change this, to make money on this, and there's no guarantee I'm actually going to be able to make money. So you may find yourself back at square one. But there's no reason, Sag, why you shouldn't look at doing something similar that doesn't need a planning permit or doesn't need a change of use certificate or something similar. Do your homework, Sag, because this is you feeling a bit disappointed, but I still feel as if you are thinking about this opportunity. You may well go back to the drawing board and realize that you could do something similar, but it might be on a much smaller scale, okay? So guys, let's move into Rebecca Campbell, Work Your Light. Let's see what the universe has to say. I wouldn't give up on this, Sag. I think something similar could be done, but you may need to look at something smaller where you don't need to think about the legalities, right? Or you don't need to apply for a permit. So here we go, guys. This is Rebecca Campbell, Work Your Light. Don't give up on this, Saggy. I think you could do something like this, but maybe start a little smaller. Okay. So what do we have, please, Archangel Michael, to close out Saggy's reading for mid-August? Council of Light. So, Saggy, you are being guided by the Council of Light, right? Divine orchestration, help us in the subtle realms. Saggy, you have a lot of guidance around you in the 5D. This can relate to the Ascended Masters, okay? You have a lot of guidance in the 5D. I think, Sag, it may well be that you are going to be guided onto a slightly different path. They're going to show you how you can do something similar without having to cope with all the obstacles. You will be guided, Sag, okay? I think you're still going to be able to do something similar, but maybe on a slightly smaller scale, okay, guys? So, my Saggies, I am leaving it there. I really hope it's helped. Take care of you, and of course, I'm sending love and light your way, and many blessings. Bye, guys.